Welcome to the part 2 of how to read anyone instantly using Jungian archetypes, the masks we wear and the shadows we hide. So let's begin with a difficult question. When you introduce yourself to someone, who exactly are you introducing? Before we continue, if you know the answer, write it down in the comment section. I want to see all your answers. Okay, think about it. You don't act the same way with your closest friend as you do with your boss. You don't speak to your parents the same way you speak to your partner. And the version of you that exists online may be completely different from the one that lies awake at night questioning everything. Which one is the real you? According to Jung, all of them are real, but one of them is usually performing. He called that performance the persona. The persona is the mask we wear to function in society. It's the identity we create so we can be accepted, respected, admired, or simply left alone. And here's the unsettling truth. Everyone wears one, including you. The confident entrepreneur, the endlessly cheerful friend, the strong man who never cries, the woman who always appears perfectly composed, the intellectual who must always have the right answer. These aren't necessarily lies, but they aren't the whole truth either. They're carefully selected versions of ourselves. And once you learn to recognize a person's persona, you'll start understanding what they desperately want others to believe about them. Because the persona isn't random, it's compensation. People often advertise what they fear losing. The person constantly projecting strength may be terrified of appearing weak. The person obsessed with looking successful may secretly fear inadequacy. The person who insists they're always independent may desperately crave connection. This doesn't make them fake. It makes them human. But here's where reading people becomes interesting. Don't just pay attention to what people repeatedly say. Pay attention to what they repeatedly need you to believe. That's often where the persona lives. If someone constantly reminds you how honest they are, ask yourself why honesty needs advertising. If someone repeatedly tells you how unbothered they are, notice how much effort they're spending proving it. Truly secure people rarely campaign for their identity. They simply live it. Now be careful. This isn't permission to become cynical. The goal isn't to assume everyone is lying. The goal is to understand that every person is showing you a selected version of themselves. And once you understand the mask, you can begin looking for what the mask is hiding. Because every persona casts a shadow. Literally, Jung called it the shadow. And this is where things become dark. The shadow is everything we reject, suppress, deny, or refuse to acknowledge about ourselves. Our jealousy, our anger, our greed, our insecurity, our need for control, our envy, our selfishness, the parts of ourselves we don't want to see. But here's the problem. What we refuse to face doesn't disappear. It goes underground. And from there, it quietly influences our behavior, sometimes more powerfully than the parts we're aware of. This is why people can genuinely believe they're kind while consistently hurting others. Why someone who hates dishonesty may constantly deceive themselves. Why a person who condemns arrogance may secretly crave superiority. The shadow isn't evil. It's unconscious. And unconscious things are incredibly difficult to control. Now here's one of Jung's most powerful insights. What you strongly dislike in others often points towards something unresolved within yourself. Think about that. Have you ever met someone who irritated you immediately? Not because they harmed you, not because they insulted you, but simply because they existed. Sometimes that's intuition, but sometimes you're looking at your own shadow. The trait you're judging may be a trait you've buried inside yourself. Perhaps someone else's confidence irritates you because you've never allowed yourself to be bold. Perhaps another person's ambition bothers you because you've suppressed your own desires. Perhaps their selfishness enrages you because you've spent your entire life ignoring your own needs. Projection is one of the shadow's favorite disguises. And once you understand projection, relationships suddenly make much more sense. Because people don't merely react to who you are, they react to what you represent. A secure person may see confidence and feel inspired. An insecure person may see the exact same confidence and feel threatened. Same person, different shadow. This is one of the fastest ways to read someone. Observe what consistently triggers them, not occasional annoyances. Patterns. Patterns reveal the shadow. What someone repeatedly attacks, fears, mocks, or obsesses over often tells you more about them than the thing they're criticizing. And here's the uncomfortable part. If you want healthier relationships, you cannot only study other people's shadows. You have to face your own. Because unacknowledged shadows don't disappear. They leak. They leak into arguments, into friendships, into marriages, into parenting, into love. You cannot heal what you're unwilling to see. And perhaps that's why some relationships feel so intense. You're not merely meeting another person. You're meeting parts of yourself reflected back at you. Sometimes that's beautiful. Sometimes it's terrifying. Usually, it's both. But we're still missing something. Because masks explain what people show. Shadows explain what people hide. Yet neither explains what truly drives them, what they're pursuing, what role they're unconsciously trying to play in the story of their lives. To understand that, we need to look deeper, beyond the mask, beyond the shadow, into the ancient archetypes that shape how people seek love, power, meaning, and connection. And that's where we meet two of the most powerful forces in human psychology, the hero and the caregiver. Once you learn to recognize them, you'll start predicting people's choices before they even make them. In Part 3, we'll explore the hero, the caregiver, and the ruler archetypes, and how these patterns quietly determine who people become in relationships, friendships, and positions of power.